Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to open my first Christmas coloring present. Thanks to Pamela, now I have this acrylic marker set, and maybe I had to put it beneath the Christmas tree and to open it during the holidays, but I decided that I definitely will need this amazing palette of acrylic markers for my Christmas colorings. They definitely will be very helpful because palette of colors, it's amazing, nice green colors, a lot of pastel colors, so I decided that I can allow myself to open it now. It's by Arrtx. I think that you already are quite familiar. They, I think, produced two sets of markers, one of pastel colors, and recently I saw on their Instagram that they did second part with more intense colors probably, but I personally always look for pastel colors. And that's why I was crazy happy to discover this beautiful pastel color palette. Even the box looks quite nice, delicate, in pastel colors. What we have inside? Inside we have these markers. Maybe there are two trays. Just need somehow to pull the first one. Sorry guys, sometimes it's not very easy to film, to talk, and to open new product, but I think that I managed to do it. So we have two trays, and you can see arrangement of colors. From what I know, their biggest difference is that they have this brush tip softer comparing to our usual plastic tip which we got used to in Posca. It also is very thin, but it's more like brush on alcohol-based markers. It's also different comparing to my Tule Art. Here we also have more sturdy, hard plastic tip. Even if I always try to get extra fine, I think that this one will be more like brush, so it will be softer. Nice, pleasant, made in China. I don't think that they have color numbers or something like this on them. So I guess that we will need to check those numbers on the back of the box. Now I think that I will do my swatch. It will be quite interesting because with such tip I don't think that we need to activate them as we do with new Posca, you know, by pressing several times on the tip. I think that these markers, they are already ready to be used on paper. Now I will do my swatch and we will see. I think that this one and this one definitely will be my favorite markers. You know how much I love such colors. It looks like pale sage. This one is something between great lavender and lilac. Definitely very helpful and very nice range of warm gray, cold gray, interesting shades of green. Oh well, let's do swatch. Since we don't have any numbers on the markers, I decided to look at the reference swatch which we have on the back of the box, and then if I manage to find similarities in colors, then okay, I will put numbers. But well, definitely it's strange that here we have number and nowhere here on the body, on the cap, they put this number. You know that I prefer everything to be marked and to have at least names or numbers. Well, first I have a white, and for white I want to do test how it would be opaque. They have totally indifferent tip. Of course, it's more like alcohol-based marker. You don't need to activate it, I think, so we simply work on top. And your tip immediately starts to be slightly dirty. Well, okay, I will let my white let me adjust my camera here. You will see my swatch better, and I will test it over a dark sepia polychromos pencil. Well, actually, I think that it's pretty opaque and it covers it quite nicely, so it would be very nice for masking black lines. Now they just need to start just selling individual colors. And now, according to this one, I will try to do my swatches. Well, apart from the small sound, they are very pleasant. I hope that all of them are opaque in the same way. But for now, I would say that they cover paper beautifully. Absolutely nice. I also prepared Selena Fennick book with her terrible paper because of course I want to test if they would bleed through. Well, the next one, I have no idea what it would be among these colors, so I think that my swatching finished here, and the next I can do in totally random order because it's impossible to find connection between these colors and what we have in the box. So I will return to you in a minute. I finished my swatches and I was very impressed how well they work on the paper, how smooth is and opaque is surface, and I do love their color palette. There are almost no duplicates, just two pink colors. They look a little bit similar, but we will talk about colors later. For now I want to do a couple of tests. First one, indeed they are acrylic, so they dry immediately and they don't smudge even if you work with your hand on top of them. You know that quite often we switch from the area to the area on the coloring page and we can smear pigment of pencils, but with markers there are no such problem. Now crush test. I have probably the most intense color in the set, this dark violet, and I have Selena Fennec paper. So let's test how it would be for the bleeding through. Well, it's visible. So on the double-sided books I would use dark colors carefully, but I think that light colors, and now we will test it, everything would be okay. I think that with mid-tones it also won't be a problem compared to what I can see. Well, okay. And now I want to dry my pencils on top of marker. Maybe I will let it a minute to stick. Okay, so what about colors? I do love their light yellow, interesting blue colors, definitely this light lilac, light violet, both colors, lavender and lilac. I do love their variety of grays. For me they are quite helpful. These colors you will be able to use for the fair skin tones to mask some of the black lines. Well, some quite interesting unique colors like this one. The only disappointment, as usual, it's green colors. I was thinking that it could be more a pastel set. And here we have some very intense colors like this one, which I absolutely don't know where to use on my works. Usually my most frequently used green colors are from Art set, and they are very light greens. Sorry, as usual I dropped my Art, but you can imagine this one is my most frequently used and I need more of such markers. Natural looking and light. The only natural looking here is this green, and it's definitely not very light. So in the range of greens I'm a little bit disappointed. But I definitely prefer this tip, which you don't need to activate and which is much softer, and it feels like full of pigment, much better comparing to this thick tip, sturdy plastic tip which we have inside of Posca and inside of Art. I don't know about drying. I try to be careful with these markers, but inside this sturdy plastic tip there is always a risk that your acrylic pigment will dry and stick. I hope that this brush it won't have such problems, but we will see after several months of usage. For now I am very impressed by the quality of markers, and what I wanted to do is on this lightest peach color I want to apply a little bit of pencil. Well, you will be able to work with polychromos pencils. Yeah, they don't lay very smoothly as on each and every acrylic paint. You can work with Prisma colors. I work with white. So maybe not for the very complicated layering, but for some additional color accents, you definitely will be able to work if you mask black lines on the objects in the coloring book using this set. So honestly, I am quite impressed. Set is fantastic, will be very helpful, and the only wish I have for Arrtx to start selling sets of white markers individually and to do some very light pastel colors, including this light yellow and something like this one, and also like this one. It's similar to this light blue but still more with white color. It's almost invisible but perfect for snow, for sky, for clouds, so that's colors which I terribly need, and I wish they put it somewhere in their next sets. Apart from it, I really think that it's a very good product, and I am very grateful that now I have it in my stash, and I hope that I will start to use it immediately in my books.